Welcome back to Under Oath. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman, your host, together with James Jan.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Jan, that's Swedish, isn't it?
I thought at first it was Asian, but I've come to find I think it's actually German. Jan is a German last name.
Stop it.
Just stop it. Which is so funny.
Just stop it.
Now that I say it out loud with you.
As a Jew, I'm not worrying about you.
I know.
Okay? I look over and no. I'm German. No, you're not. No, you're not.
9?
I've seen you kill a bunch of hot dogs. That don't make you German.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You have seen me do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Jordanian hot dogs.
Shout out to that guy.
The problem is when you go out late at night with people,
It's true.
some of the crazies, and when I say crazies, I'm just talking memorable.
Yes.
You don't have to be a lunatic. You just have to be so memorable.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy who runs a sausage cart,
He does.
which does sound kind of, when I say it that way, wrong. But he has a sausage cart, and they're fantastic.
And why do we order at midnight when we're ordering these, walking downtown Orlando? Why do we order these when we know what's going to happen?
Because it's delicious.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
It's so
delicious.
good.
And the sad thing is, we'll have women with us who won't eat this food anytime else. But we go up there, why are you eating this? I have one.
Yes. Ken has to bring
This
some
is disgusting.
to LaShawn.
Can we get 2 of those?
Let me get 2 of those to go.
Get 2 of those to go?
Yeah.
No, that's filthy. I like mine with onions. And
Yep.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So that's our Jordanian hot dog. But normally you hit those places up after you go to the games and everything.
The Magic games,
Yeah,
yes.
the Magic games are in town. Now, what I love about downtown the Magic is you can hang out for a little bit,
Mhm.
but then you got to go.
You got to go.
Got to go. Things change about 1 o'clock. You got to
Mm.
go. So I was invited to a game tonight.
You're going to the Magic game.
I'm going. It's preseason, which I would never go to.
What makes you go to this game?
It's a friend of a friend who said, "Hey, can Jeff come out with us?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll take one for the team," and blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know where the seats were.
Oh, are you in a nosebleed?
Had no idea. No,
No.
no opposite.
What?
He goes, I'm going to transfer the tickets to you. Meet us at the game. I saw the transfer on the ticket and I realized, oh, we on the floor.
The floor?
Not, floor. And not only the floor. See, people out there, when you watch these basketball games, you see the people on the first section and then there's a second one and a third one.
Yeah.
Technically, all 3 are on the floor,
Uh-huh.
but it's the first one.
You on the floor.
Yeah. And
You in the Jack Nicholson seats.
I've been to 2 of these where I've had floor seats. And let me just say this, it ain't about the game.
No.
You are in the game.
You're in the game.
EA.
I'm in the game.
I'm in the game.
I love
And when I
that.
say I'm in the game, you know you're in the game when a guy shoots a 3-pointer and your head is under watching it go. Boosh.
There you go.
And that is an amazing thing. Or a player comes by and gives you a face and gives you, "Hey man, how you doing?" And you go,
Hey.
"I'm in the game." And I didn't realize how it's stupid money.
Yeah.
I don't think I could
Yeah.
spend it on a normal scenario.
Gotcha.
But I remember watching a Magic game and the Knicks were in town. And the Knicks, New York Knicks, big deal. The
Yes.
Knicks, whether they suck or they're good, they're
And I think
big.
all their fans live in Florida.
Yeah. So I'm I don't know what to do. I'm sitting there next to
Mm-hmm.
a guy. I'm feeling uncomfortable. And Tracy McGrady, who used to play for the Orlando Magic,
T-Mac.
is now on the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns around and looks at me. And Tracy used to live on my street.
Got it. Okay.
I deluded myself into thinking that we knew each other.
You guys are old friends.
And he goes, "How you doing, man?" I'm like, "Hey." And I'm deluding myself to think he remembers me when he played at for the Magic so many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
A number 1 fan.
Oh my God.
I love Tracy McGrady.
Who doesn't?
He was a beast. He played for a team that he was the only one on the team.
Correct.
And they go, "Well, Grant Hill played." No, Grant Hill did not play.
No, he did not.
9 years.
Yeah.
Grant Hill just kept saying, and Grant Hill's probably a nice guy. But as a fan of the Magic, didn't like him.
Understood.
He was costing our team money.
A lot of money.
And he sat there and he goes, "Well, I'm hurt. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it."
So are we. We're hurt.
So we were hurting too.
Yeah.
And Tracy carried that team for 7 to 9 years. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And every game was great because of Tracy. We lost, I think, one time like 20 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still great because it
he
was
was there.
Tracy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tracy McGrady is great. But I'm on the floor. Things happen on the floor weird. Like players are looking at you, talking to you, giving you guns and everything.
There's celebrities around.
You're watching the
you.
game. You're listening to the players talk to each other.
Uh-huh.
And they ain't nice to each other.
No.
No.
Hey, smack talk.
During the break, the ball rolls up to me.
Right to you?
Yeah, right to me.
Okay.
I looked at the girl. There was this little girl next to me. Her parents obviously were rich. I look over next. I'm, "Hey, what'd I do?" She goes, "You pick it up." I'm going, no, 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 no.
You didn't
I'm
want
a
to
lawyer.
touch it?
I'm not the nope. I'm not getting kicked. She goes, pick it up. I go, I look at the ref goes, I pick it up. I'm holding the NBA ball that is being used in this game.
Yeah.
And it's just a timeout. And I'm waiting for the ref to come. The ref goes, I'll be back in a second.
She's just holding it.
I'm holding the ball. And I'm going, now, the person holding the ball, everyone who's watching thinks, why is this guy going to hold the ball?
Why's that guy holding the ball? Yeah.
I'm looking over my buddy who took me. He's going, yeah, I held it last time. I'm going, but he knows what's going through my head.
Yeah.
He knows this is like the best moment ever.
Come on, man.
Oh, then the guy came, the ref came, took the ball from me,
back.
gave me a head. I'm like, hey, good for you. I don't hate you guys anymore. It's good.
I don't hate you, refs.
And so yeah. So tonight, I'll be sitting on the floor, but I made sure to wear
There you go.
white patent leather J's.
There you go. Very nice, by the way.
All right, what do we got?
All right, on Legally Screwed today, I got a really good one for you. Now, we both used to work in hospitality, so this is right up your alley.
I was very hospitable.
You were. Very kind.
Whether you deserved it or not, because my money was based on how hospitable I was.
People who work hospitality know that better than any other people on the planet.
Yeah.
Because we get some very aggressive
I actually think
people.
I'm a better person because of it.
Correct, me too.
Yeah. I actually think I can tolerate a lot more. And even when people are terrible to me,
Yep.
I react better.
I've learned tolerance and patience.
Yes.
Working. I think everybody should have to work hospitality. For a little bit.
And I learn when they're not looking, just spit in their drink.
Yeah, pretty much. That too. Well, here is this one. Boss keeps half of our tips. Can they actually do that? I work at a small bakery in California and just found out the owner's been taking 50% of our daily tip pool. They only step in occasionally to help, but from what I've read, owners can't legally just take any share of the tips. Am I right? And what's the best way for me to handle this? Woo! Yep, that's the face I thought you were going to make.
Different states are different.
Got it.
But here's the deal. Unless they have a contract, unless you have a contract with them, unless there's a contract, or you're making less than minimum wage, they could take all of it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. They could take everything.
All the tips.
All the tips.
Because it's a shared tip jar. Well,
no, because it's money being given. Now, the person who's given it might think, oh, well, I intended it to go here. But if I own the restaurant, I say, listen, all the tips get split in half. You are only entitled to minimum wage.
That's all.
Unless there is a contract out there.
So they can just take all of the tips, you're saying, as the boss, because there's no contract in place saying that I need to give you more than that.
Right.
So what I'm hearing when you say a boss can take half my tips is that boss wants me to give away free food to my friends.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Just want to make sure I had that right.
It's despicable. It's gross.
Come on.
It's against, now certain states have different rules with tipping, but Florida and a lot of states say, listen, as long as you're getting paid and as long as you're aware of it. Now, if he snuck it out of your money, let's say it all went to tip jar, it was yours. This is your tip jar, and the guy says, I'm just putting it together, then I'll put it in your check later. And he steals money out of that, he stole money from you.
Okay, that's different.
Okay? If you're not aware of it, he's stealing.
That's crazy. Now, I've been a part of some businesses when I work hospitality, and I was telling Dave, our producer, earlier, where they did some very, what do they call that, creative accounting? Where they were doing stuff to people and taking what was not theirs before. So I definitely can feel where this would be frustrating.
Well, as of right now, tips can't be taxed to a certain level. What's it? I think it's 32,000 or something.
Yeah.
I forgot the number. It's around 30. But anything after 30. Now, when I was waiting tables back in the day where we had to walk 6 miles in the snow to get to work.
Pretty much. In Florida.
It was cash.
Yeah.
Cash was good.
Cash was king.
Cash was great.
Yes.
I love cash.
Yes.
What'd you make in tips? Nothing.
Nothing.
Horrible.
No paper trail.
No.
Yeah.
No. I waited tables for that reason.
Yeah.
I was hungry and broke.
Yeah.
Being hungry and broke, nothing's better than
It
waiting
is a
tables.
great way for you to make money every day.
Now, the only question I'm wondering now is, with credit cards, do they give you the money that day? Because I walked with my money.
Oh, that's true.
Remember, we walked with our money.
Correct.
So we would get a check. We'd get a nothing check at the end of 2 weeks, or it would be like $2 an hour.
Yeah.
Because we were making enough in tips to compensate for
Correct.
that. But I wonder if everyone walks with their money now. Hey, send us a little.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know, because I can't imagine if everything's credit. And my credit card, they would match up with me at the end of the day. They go, okay, this is what you made credit cards, and they would give me that money. I wonder if they hold that now.
I wonder too. And I will tell you this, I never carry cash to pay. It's always on a card.
Vegas, though.
Really?
Vegas. I'm all cash in Vegas.
Why?
Because I don't want to borrow money to gamble with.
Got it. You don't want to, okay.
Little Vegas tip, people. Cash.
Cash is, okay.
Because once you're out of cash, you have to leave the table.
You should be done.
Never do this. Could you put some of this on this card?
Oh, ooh. I've done casino gigs.
My boy Bruno Mars, supposedly.
53 million?
Supposedly. That's the rumor.
53 million?
It's a rumor. But, if I'm stuck somewhere, if I'm rich and stuck somewhere, I guess Vegas would work for me.
That's the worst place to be.
No.
That is the worst place.
Food.
If we would eat,
food.
Great.
Shut up.
But
Food.
53 million?
Millions of food. I get the TikToks of all the great food places in Vegas.
So do I. But don't gamble.
No.
Don't gamble.
I gamble because I have games that I can spend a lot of time at the table.
But you can walk away.
Yeah, when I'm tired.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I love it. Well, for me, I love sitting at the table.
What, blackjack?
No. Blackjack is a game you don't have to think about. That you follow the rules. I play some of the poker games where ridiculously lucky crap can happen.
Do you do high stakes?
See, when you play blackjack, you go, oh, I doubled down, I won. Best case scenario, I tripled down, I won. Let's say I had 5 double downs. That'd be the best I could do.
Yeah.
Would be 5 times the money I made.
Correct.
All right. Some of the games I play, 150 to 1 odds on some of it, where suddenly you get that hand. Like I pulled a royal flush in a game, which paid 150 to 1, and it was like a $5,000 hand on like a stupid bet. Now, that can always happen. So when you're easing the cards, ooh, and you're going, and one of the games I play has a progressive, where one of the times I was playing, the progressive was up to $4 million. And if you got a 7-card straight flush, you got the $4 million. It's 3:00 at night.
Oh, of course it is.
It's in the middle of the night. Yeah. I'm not going to bed. I opened this. It was like 2 through like 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. 2 through 8. And it was late. So it was all red. And then I realized, oh my God. All hearts, 2 through 8. And there was 1 diamond. I didn't even get the straight flush. I just got a flush. So I went from $4 million down to, I think it was like $150.
You're still up, baby.
Yes.
You're still up, man.
But when you're that close
to $4 million,
to $4 million.
I get it. Yeah.
And these games should all be called almost. 1 card away.
Hey.
They almost. Hey, I'm playing almost today.
Hey, I want to tell everybody out there who likes to gamble, that is one of the only times where size does matter when we're talking about jackpots.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. But yeah, I think when it comes down to certain things, you got to be smart. You got to try to pay attention to things. You got to appreciate your life. And when it comes to tipping, tip big. Sitting next to me is my partner, Craig Lind, as usual. A lot of weird things going on in the law lately. A lot of weird things. Had a client call me the other day. He said, I got a call from an attorney saying that he could help me on my case too. Got a call from an attorney.
That's
direct call.
Completely illegal, completely unethical. That could not have happened.
Oh, it happened.
Could not have
It
happened.
happened. The attorney emailed me back.
You've been in communication with this guy?
Yeah. Said it was a misunderstanding.
A direct call was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
To a non-previous client.
And he let the company know who was doing his marketing. I was told we fired them.
Sure they did.
Yeah.
Sure they did.
Yeah.
A
lot of people don't know. A lot of
cheating.
people don't know. It's not only cheating, it's unethical, it's illegal, it's fraud. It's so many different things. And it's the number one thing attorneys aren't supposed to do other than stealing from their clients. There's 2 big ones. Don't steal from the clients and don't contact potential clients directly unless they've requested it from you.
Yeah. Well, for the audience who doesn't know, if you have a prior relationship with a particular client, you can reach out to them pretty much whenever you want, even if it's for a new case.
Yeah.
Or if they go on the internet, and we're sure that they didn't go on the internet and say, click a button that said, please contact me.
No, because they got contacted by 4 other law offices.
Oh, they didn't even have a chance to go to the website and click
Yeah,
contact me.
No, what's happening is there are attorneys and law firms and referral companies who are making tens of thousands and millions of dollars by breaking every rule possible to get these
See,
clients.
and this is why people hate attorneys so much.
Yeah.
This right here, they're probably showing up at the hospital, showing up at the ER, going to the accident site. That has to be stopped, if for no other reason than you're damaging our reputation, let alone making us all seem like bandits.
I'm going to hit you with a worse one. I was in contact with another law firm about this because it has to stop. And the managing attorney says, you're not going to believe this today. One of my attorneys was in an accident, and he got called at the scene of the accident.
At the scene? Oh, so
at the scene of the accident.
No possibility that this guy went and clicked on anything. No. Obviously, it's an attorney. He wouldn't
They're
have.
They're scanning the police frequencies.
Is that legal? Can you do that? Can you do that
You
in
can
Florida?
scan them. It's in free. It's in the
So they're getting the information from the communication for emergency services.
They're not only ambulance chasing, they're chasing before the ambulance arrives.
Wow. They're there before the ambulance sometimes.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And beyond unethical. And when people go, well, ethics are determined. No, they're not. We are bound by the rules of our profession. And we say it's not an interpretation issue. Oh, well, we just call them because we just...
No, this is actually absolutely forbidden. You cannot do this under any circumstance. There is no exceptions.
And you know what? These people aren't going to lose their licenses. They just won't. Until somebody passes a law that holds lawyers responsible for this type of action, I don't even see how.
Can you do that, though?
You can.
Because the lawyer is going to take the position. I promise you the lawyer is going to take the position that... And look, I mean, it could happen to anybody. It could happen to us. Hey, I don't listen to how you get your leads that you sell me. I don't know how you necessarily. I have to trust you somewhat.
It doesn't work like you and I both know. You can't pay somebody to do something you're not allowed to do.
Right, but these guys go around representing that they are approved. And I wonder if these guys are Florida bar approved.
It doesn't even matter if they're approved. The approval has nothing to do with their actions. Now,
holding the attorneys responsible is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I notified this law firm, and this law firm is a big law firm. I mean, a big, huge law. They have 30, 40 lawyers. I mean, they're a huge law firm, and we're going to be filing the proper complaints, and we're going to be moving stuff forward against them. But it's painful. It's painful that you have to do something. And anytime you're dealing with a huge amount of money, you're going to deal with criminals. You're going to deal with bad actors. And hopefully, we can protect people. And when you say this, it's not just protecting other lawyers. People are vulnerable when they get in an accident. That's why they have these rules, so that they're not inundated with 20 different lawyers call. No, you got to hire me. You got to hire me. You got to hire me. You can't do that.
Lawyers have a particular skill of being able to convince people to do things, to persuade people. And when you allow them to have direct access to people who have just been in an accident, they're particularly vulnerable. So you have particularly skilled predators running up against particularly vulnerable consumers.
I'm going to actually play this recording after we file this bar complaint. And you're going to hear this person on the phone. Oh, hey, we just want to see if you qualify for the checks.
Oh, for God's sake.
Qualify for the checks. What checks are you talking about? There might not even be insurance. What they're doing is saying, hey, listen, we got money to get to you if you tell us these certain things in there.
Well, and so what do they do when they find out that the person who caused the accident didn't have any insurance?
Nothing.
What checks were you talking about?
Nothing.
But you called me and you said, I qualified for checks. What checks were you talking about?
Now, here's the scam. The person who's calling for you is selling that lead directly to the insurance company that he's transferring
Insurance
you to.
company.
The problem is this, the referral company that's calling you directly and then transferring you directly to an attorney, they get paid a certain amount per lead. But here's the deal. They have to satisfy a couple things. They have to ask you like 4 questions to make sure. Number 1, are you represented by an attorney? Number 2, are you responsible for the accident? Number 3, have you seen a doctor? And they ask you these questions like they're being sympathetic towards you. But that's the deal they have set with the attorney, that the attorney will not pay them for the lead unless these 4 things get answered in a way that's acceptable to them.
But they're calling them at the scene. How could you possibly have an attorney within 20 minutes of having an accident?
The point is this. That's how the lead, they sell them for like $2,000. This is how lucrative a field this is, where somebody gets hurt. When you see somebody, oh, he got me $1 million. All right, what'd the attorney get? Attorney got 1/3 of it, or 40% if it went into
at least
trial.
1/3, if not, not more.
So when you see $1 million case, that means the law firm got $333,000. Now, you wouldn't have gotten that $1 million but for the law firm. Insurance companies are not going to just back the money truck up. They never do that. They might do it for $10,000, but they're never going to do it for a big policy. It's just not the way they do business. And they know that a law firm will get that money. So that's why they get it. But the fact is that what devious crap will some businesses do to make $333,000? And that's what we're dealing with.
Apparently have people call
break the law, do all this nonsense. So that's what we're dealing with right now.
And I mean, it kind of almost makes sense. I mean, some people will risk 15 years in prison to seal, a $600 handgun.
Or
why not risk whatever's going to happen to you for $300,000?
And you have some devious advertising out there. Like, oh, I'm the number blank personal injury attorney in Orlando. And I'm not talking about certain groups, but that you'll always see number 1 here. And how did you get, oh, I'm one of the best attorneys? Oh,
according to this poll or according to this magazine.
Yeah, magazines are my favorite.
Yeah.
U.S. super attorneys.
Yeah, U.S.
super fabulous Beloso attorneys have rated me the number 1 lawyer.
That publication has 1 subscriber, that law firm.
Yeah. You know how you get to be number 1 on a lot of these things, or to be...
You pay for it.
They call you up and they say, hey, listen, would you like to advertise in our magazine? Now, the magazine comes out once a year for top super lawyers, and it doesn't even get really sent out to anybody. But you pay the $250 and you get a plaque that says, I'm one of the best attorneys. Now, you also have local newspapers who people vote for. Now, my favorite thing dealing with some of these polls are, how did the voting get calculated? Oh, real simple. Internet votes. Yeah? How did 98% of your votes come in from foreign countries?
Local law firm.
Yeah. 54,000 votes. 53,000 came in from
South America.
Yeah. Well, I'm big in Japan. Now, the sad thing is,
that is so obviously fraud. Why do these papers count those votes? That's silly.
Oh, because they get paid.
Oh, they just don't care enough
because they know that the person who won or in the top 3 is going to advertise. Now, we're in one of these, and we've been an advertiser. I've done a column in there for years. I'm looking at some of these firms, and some of these firms don't even do the type of law work that they got voted for. I'm in the top 3 of this. You don't handle these cases. Nothing is more disingenuous to me than a firm says, oh, yeah, we'll handle your case. And you call them up and they ship it out to another law firm.
Oh, yeah. You're supposed to, anyway, disclose that in your advertisement.
Yeah, they don't. Don't even do it.
They don't, because people won't call them knowing that's just going to get referred out.
One of the best things is that when somebody calls us, they say, well, Jeff, who's handling my case? Well, that's Craig and I. Craig and I handle the case. We have associates underwear who do some lifting for us. But in the end, you and I are the ones making every decision on a case. There isn't a check that comes out of this law firm that I don't sign. Even your check. For the last 10 years, I've signed every check. So every settlement that comes through here, I see it gets in front of me and I look at it, I'm going, okay, did the client get enough? And that's always a big thing for us, because we know that a lot of times the client gets 1/3 of the settlement. The doctor gets 1/3, the attorney gets 1/3, and the client gets 1/3. Now, anytime that number is less, that red flag goes up in my head every time. Well, why not? And then I find out, oh, the client borrowed money on their case beforehand.
Oh yeah. Can we warn people not to borrow money from these?
People, please don't do this. Don't
it's
do
the
it.
Worst. You borrow like $500, $1,000 from one of these, and the way they make it work is they don't call it a loan because it's not a loan. They are purchasing a interest in your future settlement, so it's contingent. So that's how they can get away with charging interest rates that would just make the mafia blush.
28%, 33%.
If yeah,
100%.
Sometimes 200% and 300%.
Yeah. And what happens is they'll come to you like when you first get in the accident and they get the list somehow. The same way these unscrupulous referral companies get it. They get a list and they'll call you up directly or they'll send you an email and say, listen, we heard you're in an accident. You might need some money. We'd like to loan you $1,000. You don't know that they're going to make $3,000
you got lent be $6,300 by the time your case is over.
And then when we're trying to settle your case and you're wondering how much you're going to get, and we have to say, well, you know that loan you took?
Yep. And a lot of times, and here's the part to pay attention to. A lot of times they don't know what the insurance policy is when they make these loans. So if you're hurt and the people who hit you have a 2550 policy, 25,000 max on their policy, and you owe a lender $6,000 because you borrowed $780 a year ago, you just screwed your case completely.
Now, I've never said this directly because I understand people need money. And I feel bad about this because as attorneys, we can't loan them the money. We can't go, well, we'll loan you money off the case because we can't do it. It's unethical. These companies are parasites and they know they're getting away with it. And it's kind of like the companies that offer people credit cards that they know they can't pay back. And they do it because they're less worried about the cases that they're not getting paid on. They're making a high enough interest rate that it's worth them to go after people who might not be able to pay it back or things that might not work out. And that's how they're getting away with it. And it makes me so sick. And I'll get an email, we loaned your client this money. What do you mean you loaned my client this money?
Well, they're careful not to use that word loan.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
But that's what they did. They lent you money.
I go, well, if you don't win, we don't get paid. The amount of money they're getting per case is disgusting and it's painful. And they're just going after people who don't have options. So when a client says to me, hey, listen, I need money, I contact this company, I'm going, please don't do that. You're going to be mad in a year from now. You're going to borrow more money than you're going to get on this case. And then you're going to be mad at the end of it when there's no money for you. And you're going to go, well, I'm not getting any money. You already got the money.
There are some companies that will cap the return at 100%. So in other words, if you borrow $1,000, the most you ever have to pay back is $2,000, no matter how long it takes. You need to insist on that kind of provision in your agreement with them and you shouldn't use them at all because it's a total ripoff. 100% interest is a total ripoff. But if you have to, at least protect yourself in that way.
Today we got Willie and Korie Robertson from the new show, Duck Dynasty, The Revival.
Hi there.
What's up?
Thanks for having us.
Okay, your agent calls you and says, hey, listen, I know you haven't been back on TV for a while, but we have it's a new idea. It's a great concept. It's called Duck Dynasty, The Revival. How long does it take for you two to go, are we doing this again?
There was some discussion.
Yes, there was definitely some discussion. Well, I will say this. When we first talked about as a family, we sat around the table and we're like, all right, are we going to do this again? It was unanimous. Yes, we wanted to come back on television. We felt like, our entertainment and culture shapes culture, and we were grateful to get to be a part of it the first time around. So yes, let's do it again. Now, when they decided they wanted to name it Duck Dynasty again, that's when we got a little nervous because we're like, wait, we can't recreate what we did before. Yeah. Like that was special. It was amazing. And
it's a tough act to follow.
It's a tough act to follow. So that one gave us a little pause.
It's kind of funny because every time a show comes back in a different iteration, they use that first part like CSI Cuba. I mean, this one must have been like, okay, what are we reviving? Are we reviving us? Are we reviving this thing? Are we chasing ourselves around in four-wheelers again? I mean, how does this even go? Okay, it's going to be different. And this is how it's going to be different.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the big discussion is how are we able to show something that's different but still have the same DNA and the funniness, and because you're losing certain people. My father just passed away. My mom's not on the show that much. Uncle Si's still there, which is we're grateful for that because he adds a lot to the comedy of the show. But you're also bringing in, our children who are older, and our children were on the show, but also their spouses who had never been on television before, my grandkids. So we just, you're never quite sure. You're like, I think this is going to work. And once we start doing it, we were like, yeah, there's a lot of things here in life. I think there's a lot of buckets in life that people can look at and say, wow, I see that in my family as well. Because we saw that with Duck Dynasty. We saw people say, your dad's just like my dad. He's like old school, different generation, says, stuff that he probably shouldn't say. We have a crazy uncle. My mom is just like that, or my brother's like that. And so we were able to, connect, I think, with people who weren't necessarily even hunters or certainly duck hunters or have giant beards, but we saw that commonality with people. And so we knew with this show, it's the same way. I'm to the age where I'm like, how much do I still work, or how much do I want my family? When do I step away? When's that time? And all these things are just, having children, having grandchildren. All these are things that everybody in life is going to go through. Losing a parent, all these things are the same kind of concepts. And I think we do them in a unique way in order to tell stories that are entertaining and fun and wholesome, where everyone can watch them, I think. And that kind of sets us apart with most reality families, I guess, is so we can sit down and, maybe you learn something, but at least you have fun along the way and laugh a little and take your mind off of whatever it is that you've got going on in your life that's kind of chaotic.
Reality television is tough because unlike a lot of shows, I get interviewed a lot of actors and they go, okay, I have a lot of dialogue, I have these scripts and everything else. I've been a part of reality television once, and I remember producer would come up to you and they go, hey, you got any issues? Are you mad at anybody right now? And you're going, you know what? I'm really mad at him. And then suddenly that is like half the show of you teeing off on somebody. And you're going, that's not who I am normally, but I guess this is who you want for right now.
Producers will do that for sure. They'll definitely, and a lot of it is just that's what the nature of the business is. So they'll get into the same type of shows and even scripted shows as well. Even how they characterize, maybe fathers or characterize mothers or characterize children. And so we definitely have run into that to where some of the things we're doing, they're like, is that going to work? Is it going to work that you're not fighting, or is it going to work that she's not rolling her eyes at me and my kids are actually saying, yes, sir, we'll do I don't know if anybody's like that. And so we found that being authentic to who we were and one is not taking ourselves too seriously. And so, and doing this together as a family, there's a greater good that we want to do. There's a bigger platform that we want to use in order to encourage people. And it's not necessarily on the show. Like the show's not a preaching show or trying to, change you. I think at the end of the day, the show is just to make you laugh, to be wholesome. You can watch it. Maybe you learn something, maybe you don't. If you want to go on and read a book or something else, our podcast that we do, and dig more deep into it than you can. But it is. I think reality TV is tough. And so
it's definitely known for the fighting. So I think that the first time around when we did the first show, we kind of proved to the world, like, hey, you can have a reality show that is just fun. And I mean, not that we always get along and we never fight, because we do, obviously. But yeah, you can have a show that's just funny and fun and wholesome, and people want to watch it. And so we fought those battles a little bit. I remember early seasons for sure, the first time around being like, always wanting us to fight, and we're like, no, we're doing something different.
Or they'd tell our kids, they'd tell our kids, like, hey, go tell your dad this, and my kids would be like, no way.
Yeah.
Not today, Satan.
I'm not going to say that.
Like, you guys tell Dad that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the rough thing for me is I always see clips of myself, and they always get the roughest moments in my life to put out there. And I'm like, listen, I'm not like that the majority of my life, but now people have this appearance and this feeling about you, and the internet is just mean. And I know Korie, on the internet is really tough on women. I mean, you're this kind of mother, you're this, why don't you take care? I mean, they'll find any flaw on you. I lost 42 pounds and everyone's like going, oh, he looks too thin now. I'm going, I was fat before, but now I'm thin now. And I mean, what does it take? How many times do you have to see something before you go, okay, I'm not going to take this personal. I'm not going to let this get to me.
Yeah. The first time around, we had 'cause we had teenagers in the home that we were raising at the time. So, and that was right when social media was all coming up and we were learning it and figuring it out ourselves. So there were so many conversations about that. Like, look, do not listen to what people who do not know you think. It was just this like speech that we had to ingrain in our kids, being like, the only thing that is important is what we think, that we're looking at each other face to face, those who really know you and really love you. And I think that's a message for everybody, not just people who are on television, because social media can be a tough space. And we see it now as we're dealing with a whole generation with anxiety and depression and all these things. And a lot of it is stemming from social media and the way it's affecting us. And so, yeah, we definitely gave those speeches to our kids. Willie took an approach of he doesn't read any of it. He's just like, don't read it to me. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear it.
La, 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 la. No, yes.
It's like 2012. Literally, I haven't read any of it, and so I don't know any of it because it would start to bug me. I'd be thinking about that one thing, and I didn't want to go into what I was doing, thinking, "Oh shoot, somebody said that," and so I have no idea. Occasionally, y'all would tell me, "Oh, you're getting roasted for something." I'm like, "Oh well."
Yeah, I remember our daughter Sadie. She came to me early on, and she was like, there was some site that said something that there was somebody who said that she looked like a man. She's a 16-year-old, whatever. And I said, well, I read today that I look like Squidward from SpongeBob. So
I'm the one that posted that. I'm sorry. I'm the one that said that. So that's my bad.
So I'm like, you just cannot believe what people write or what they say, and you just gotta take it for what it is and know that the people who know and love you and what they think, that's the approach that we've taken, and we're sticking with it.
Have you ever, this is the thing, I made this mistake once. I thought I could reply to something. I thought I could actually reply and maybe educate this person or tell them this isn't the way it was. And basically everybody and their mother came out with bats and started beating on me. I'm like, where is this coming from? Have you ever made that mistake where you're going, you know what? I'd like to answer this.
Okay, so one time, Willie started getting some heat because, he took over the family business, and they're like, oh, why was he the one to take over the family business? And, all these opinions about it, whatever. And I couldn't stand it anymore. So I wrote back and I titled it like "Stand by Your Man" or something. And I just went off about how generous he is and how he's taken this family business to another level and how, all these things. And I will say it turned out good because the person who originally wrote the negative post apologized. So that was a good one. That one
that's actually, Christmas. That was Christmas.
Apologize. That was good. But I will say for like Sadie and Christian, because this has been interesting because now we have in-laws, our kids, the spouse who they married, who never were on television before and didn't experiencing it all for the first time. So Sadie's husband, Christian, has done it a couple of times where he's replied back and said he's like, it never works, but you can try it that's what you got to do. Go for it, but it never works.
I figured they could just say it to my face, and I did have a lady come up to me in the grocery store, and she grabbed me and she put her finger in my face and said, "Quit being so mean to your mama." And she went on the show, and I was like, "So sorry. Well, I'll be nicer to Miss Katie."
I'll work on it. I'll work on that.
She did tell me to my face to be nicer to my mother.
Is it the hard thing for me sometimes is when people recognize you, but they recognize you from the show, not real life, and you're not certain where they know you from, and you're trying to be kind, and then you realize, oh, you know me from the show. I mean, I assume that happens all the time where somebody's staring at you and you're going, "Did we go to school together?" No, I saw a short with you.
Yeah, that happened a lot at first, for sure, especially in our hometown, because, we're still in our same hometown, but people would yell your name across the parking lot and you'd think, oh, they must know me, and you look up like, hey, and then you're like, wait, I actually don't know you. You know me, but I don't know you. So that definitely is a thing. And then a lot of people, for me specifically, Willie's like, you know who this is if you see him. But for me, a lot of times people say like, do you work at my dentist's office or something? Like, I feel like I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. But
see, I would say yes. I was like, yes, I'm the dental hygienist there. Well, you haven't been up there in a while. You need to come. I would just go with it.
And I say everyone knows you, but Willie's got a few stories.
No, they know I'm something, but I've gotten every famous person with a beard and I've gotten them. I really have gotten them all. So.
Anybody with a bad hairline, I get all the time. It's always I kind of go, okay, yeah. It's never like a really good looking person. Nobody ever hits me with, like, hey, you look like a young Tom Cruise. Really? I don't. It's always like you look like Dan Aykroyd or something like that. That's what I get hit with.
Actually, the whole time I was going to tell her when this was over, I was going to say he reminded me so much of Dan Aykroyd. That is so funny. So for me, what I get is, which is so funny, because they're like, oh, wait, there's a guy who looks identical to you in my town. And they show me a photo of him, or he's there in real life, or the guy comes up and is like,
oh, and I'm like, really look-alike contest.
And I'm like, oh, he's twice the size of me. And I'm like, so I'm looking at this person going, there's no. So I think the TV has stretched me out a lot. And so people thinking that I've got bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm in
TV's no fun.
Hundreds of pounds in their mind, I guess.
Now, you have relatives that don't get on the show or somebody. The hard thing is because of fame, people go, oh, I want to be on the show. And they come out of the woodwork. I'm your cousin something. This would be great. And they go, it's there has to be a coordination between people. And have you ever had the issue where you have to tell somebody, I just can't get you on the show? I mean, there are some relatives who didn't quite make the cut.
Yeah, totally. People want to be on the show, or somebody thinks that
ideas
or stuff they think is funny. Like they're like, oh, you've got to get Earl on your show. He is the funniest guy at deer camp, and then I meet Earl and I'm like, Earl's not funny. He's funny when you're like half liquored up at deer camp on a Friday night. He's not like reality TV guy. He's not going to be that dude who's going to be able to carry something. So yeah, we have a lot of people who say, oh man, I could do it. And I think they realize, even for a lot of our friends and even family who's been on the show, it's a lot of times it's harder than they think. They think they're going to go on there and knock it out of the park, and then they just turn into the toad. Just like they're just staring. And they don't know what to say, and
just kind of watching it go on. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, they definitely turn.
Also, people get to our family members, especially like my dad. My dad is the kind of person that's like, if he says he's going to do something, he will do it. So he has to tell me everything that everybody told him to tell me, every show idea, everything. It's like, I told somebody that knew that, he was my dad, and they told him something that he had to tell me. And so,
well, heck, I'm that way now to Sadie. Like everybody's trying to get messages to Sadie or try to get her to come to their thing. And I'm like, I'm out. She does her own stuff. I'm not in charge of Sadie's schedule. She's my daughter, but I'm not going to do this.
I kind of laugh at the existence we get to live sometimes. Like, if 5 years ago you go, yeah, you're going to interview the couple from Duck Dynasty, and tomorrow you're going to interview Jake Tapper. I'm going, no, this doesn't happen in the regular world. Now, fame has brought you guys a lot of happiness, some sadness. Now, what is the coolest moment where you go, oh, I got to meet this celebrity? Why would this guy even care about who I am? And now you realize, yeah, I'm on these guys' level. I got to hang out with them. I mean, what is the coolest celebrity moment you guys have had?
Well, there's been so many, but I would say the same thing. Like the coolest thing I feel like doing this show has been the people I've been able to meet. And so there's so many people that I either look up to or someone I didn't even know that I've gotten connected with. And I'll say this, I can't think of anybody who I've ever met who was rude or unkind, and people you would never, you would think there's no way you guys would get along. But I think they realize, I think they, even from reality TV, which is probably the base level of entertainment of what they think, out there. But they know how hard it is, to do what we've done, to make that many shows, to be that successful. I think there's a common respect that people have where it's like, hey, you just don't accidentally bump into that. And I did meet
I'll tell.
Jake Tapper one time, but
I'll tell
I
a
bet.
crazy moment.
Oh,
Our White House Correspondents Center moment.
Yeah.
So we're on the way to the White House Correspondents Center.
that's where I met Jake Tapper.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, there you go.
He was at the table
Yeah.
with us.
And I'm on the phone with my mom, and I'm like, "Hey, we're probably going to get to meet the president tonight."
Oh, you said we're going to meet the president.
Yes. And Willie's like,
I said, no, we're
No,
not.
we're not.
This is like 1,000 people.
there's 3,000.
3,000.
There's like 3,000 people
The
there.
president, we just got invited by some.
And I was like, oh, I thought there was going to be a meet and greet line or something. We're all going to meet him, And so we're showing up. We get there, and I mean, we walk in the door, and there's like, the red carpet with all the press, and a guy comes up, like Secret Service.
Two dudes come straight at us.
Yes.
And at this point, I'm thinking I'm getting kicked out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
This is where they're like, get the homeless
Will's
guy
wearing
out.
jeans because his tux
Yeah.
pants didn't fit.
It's true. Yeah, and the guy comes up and he goes, Mr. and Miss Robertson. We're like, yes. And he goes, the president and the first lady would like to see you. It was President Obama.
Yes, Obama.
Oh.
And Chris comes in and goes, I told you we was going to meet the president. I said, I guess we are. And we went back, and the president told us that he watched Duck Dynasty on Air Force One,
Yes.
which was pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Willie got
pretty
some
cool.
presidential cufflinks.
I do. I haven't worn those because I don't really wear cufflinks, but yeah, tons of presidents, obviously.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton told me he watched the show, and for some reason I said, you don't watch our show. I don't know why I said that either. I said, you don't watch our show. And he looks at me when we got that little, he goes, I love that show, like he did watch the show. And because I don't even know that anybody could have prepped him. But yeah, a lot of fun moments. There's so many people and celebrities that we've bounced into, and people that just, it's kind of shocking. Well, I tell you what, last week I was in Nashville. There was this guy looking for the elevator, and I said, oh, here, it's right here. And so I get on the elevator with him. It's Alice Cooper. And he says, I'm playing a concert tomorrow night. And I said, hey, I was on Duck Dynasty. And his whole face, he was like, Duck Dynasty? Oh my gosh, man. He asked about my parents, and he said, it's such a huge show. And then for 2 days, I talked to Alice in Nashville. So it's crazy. All the people
You never
meet.
know.
It's a hell of a life to live, and I'm glad to see that you guys are taking every adventure you want to take. The show is on Hulu. It's Duck Dynasty, The Revival. Guys, it was so great talking to you, and have a fantastic day.
You did, buddy.
Thanks.
Good
It's a lot of
talking.
fun.
Well, that wraps up today's show. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Thanks for joining us. Special thanks to my two co-hosts, my good friend, professional comedian James John, and my law partner, Craig Lind. This show is sponsored by Kaufman Lind. If you or someone you know has been in an accident, contact us at 407-500-JEFF or 407-500-5333 for a free consultation, or visit us at whenyouneedus.com.